Hi guys, welcome to the video, and today I want to talk about leaving everything on the track. And this actually was inspired by an Instagram post I saw the other day, where the fact was that we saw a young female athlete totally in the fetal position at the end of a race. The photo showed her at the finish line at the end of the race, and she was in the fetal position, obviously absolutely shattered and completely spent on the race. And this post was saying that's what you have to do to get to leave everything on the track, and that's what you have to do to succeed. And I'd just like to just counteract that and just say that's not true. If you, let's say, I don't know what race she was running, whether it was an 800 meters, whether it was a 15 or 400, but the fact is, specifically for 400 meters, and I'll talk about the other events later, but specifically for 400 meters, you should not finish a race like that. If you're on the floor completely shattered, you started the race wrong, and you started the race in the wrong mindset. And the fact is that when you actually, if you finish the race like that, then it's clear that you started the race with too much tightness, too much anxiety, and you tried too hard, specifically probably in the first part of the race, maybe the 200. And when you do that, you put too much, you've got too much tightness and anxiety and putting in too much effort, then you're going to have lactic acid going to turn up in your race early in the race, lactic acid is just going to slow you down quicker. So the point is, which is going to lead to you being on the floor like that. Now, I seriously believe, and it's the through experience of running 400 meters and even 400 meter hurdles, that there should be a limit to the amount of lactic acid you feel if you have the right mindset in the start of the race. Now, you'd think that, you don't want that athlete, if they actually felt like that at the end of the race and they're on the floor totally shattered and they started the race too quickly. But I don't believe that. That's not the problem, starting the race too quickly. You need to have a fast 200 90% of the time to do it. But the point is that they started the race too tight and not relaxed enough. As long as you're relaxed, you can go off at any pace you pretty much wish. The pace is not, you can still, what I'm trying to say is you can go off quickly if you actually are relaxed. And that's the point, but you must have the base of relaxation. But when you have the base of relaxation, you'll be able to have more endurance throughout the race. And you will, if you start off the race with relaxation, you do not finish like that. And you shouldn't feel like that. And I question the validity of finishing like that as a good thing. There's an idea that if you finish like that, you've left everything on the track. That's not, I don't think that's true. I think you started the race in the wrong mindset and you started the race incorrectly. That's what happens if you're finishing like that. Now, normally that comes through experience of running 400 meters. So if you're an inexperienced 400 meter race runner, then you probably will do that. And athletes that I've coached actually end up going too fast and make that mistake and finish like that on the floor. And that comes, once you run more 400 meters, you start to get more experienced at it. You start to actually you start to be more balanced. But what I'm trying to say is that the idea of you leaving everything on the track is the thing you do, and the indication of you being on the floor lactic riddled at the end of the race is a good thing. I'm saying it's not a good thing. You started off the race wrong. So how do you start off the race correctly? So what main idea is how you start before you even get in the blocks. What kind of mindset are you? Where are you? Are you letting the nerves tighten you up and making you anxious? Or are you taking a deep breath, 3 deep breaths, that's energizing you, bringing a lot more oxygen to your body and relaxing you and letting your shoulders drop? Because that's what you need to do. That's where it starts. That's starting the race off in the correct manner. So when you do that and you get in the blocks in that state, then you're going to start off with start the race with relaxation. And you start the race with relaxation, you're quite able, you do a brisk 200 in complete relaxation, and you'll have the right base to take you round and that second bend, and you'll be able to power towards the line on the home straight with limited amounts of lactic acid, and you will not finish like that at the end. The indications of you being on the floor completely is just an indication of starting the race off incorrectly, in the wrong mindset, too much tightness, too much anxiety, and putting in too much effort in the first 200 or the first part of the race. Now, the other kind of things, I think it's valid for all other events as well. I mean, you'd think that the 1500 meters and 800 meters would be different because you have to put everything on. And to an extent, I would agree. Listen, I'm not an 800 meter runner, 1500 meter runner. All I would say is the athletes that run well, run their fastest times, run world records, are they on the floor when they finish the line? And they run quicker than anybody's ever done before. and they finish the line, and most of the time with those guys who run world records, they're celebrating, they're not tired, they're celebrating, jogging, continuously jogging around. Incredible athletes, but you'd think that no one's run as quick as that before. You'd think they haven't run as quick as that before if they do a world record. You'd think they'll be on the floor putting everything in, but they're not. They're actually energized at the end, and it's because they were in a flow state. Look at David Rudisha in 2012, finished in the incredible 800-meter race, 140. Finished the race, he was celebrating at the end of the race. He wasn't tired, he wasn't completely collapsed on the ground. So the idea that you have to leave everything on the track and feel like that is total BS. And it's not the indication of a great race. It's an indication that you, as I said, started the race wrongly. Interesting fact about David Rudisha, actually, before I start, is his preparation, 1 month preparation before the race was a tapering kind of program, and his last month before the Olympics in 2012, his training was focused on relaxation and enjoying his training and coming off the track after training session energized, not spent. He was actually, is that 1 month before the race, he was concentrating on enjoying his running, being free, being relaxed, and that was what Father O'Connell, I think is the trainer's name, was concentrating on him for that 1 month before. So the idea that you have to kill yourself in training is to actually improve your fitness is just BS as well. And I think Pavel Tsatsulin's Grease the Groove philosophy actually agrees with that philosophy as well. It's not all about it. And the fact is, if you're one of the indications of leaving everything on the track, when athletes are tightened up and leaving everything on the track and on the fetal position at the end of a race, is the idea that they're racing in the way they train. They're training in a hard state, training hard, tightness, anxiety, and if you're training like that, you're more likely to actually put that into the race. So if you want to prevent yourself feeling like that at the end of the race, then you have to train properly. You have to train in the way that you're going to race, and you should be racing in a relaxed state. So if you're racing in a relaxed state, you should be training in a relaxed state. That, the fetal position, it's being spent at the end of the race, is not necessarily the indication of a great race, and it's definitely not the indication that you've left everything on the track. If you finish like that, you have so much more potential in you. You have so much. You can get quicker, much quicker. So hopefully that video is interesting to watch. Please like, please share, and please subscribe to my channel, because I'm going to give you more tips that can either instantly or quickly improve your speed and performance in the sprints or even the 400 meters. But for now, it just leaves me to say thanks for watching.